Hello guys, I thought we could create together today. I am still working on my October design team project, and then I'll be back to Christmas and who knows what else. If I get tired of Christmas, I'll go to something else. Now, I haven't bound this into the book yet, but I told you I was going to tea stain it, and it worked great. I don't know if you can tell here or not how much darker it is, but it's definitely tea stained. The first coat, I didn't do it heavy enough. The second coat, I really put it on there. And so it looks much better with the book now. And it is definitely going to be a reminisce type book. Okay, so I'm going to say up front that I'm on the design team for Tracie Fox, which is Love Junk Journals on Etsy. This is one of her digital kits called Reminisce. Okay, I did use a lot of old vintage pictures that I had, and I know that Tracie also puts some in the kit, so you can do however you would like as far as that goes. So what I thought today is we'd start putting things into the book. Now, I do have everything ready. You know that we did a lot of things together, and so we'll see how much we can get done in less than an hour, if that's possible. Okay, guys. All right, I got my wipey out to control my glue. And so we're going to go here to page, I think, no, wait a minute. I've got to flip that over because I kind of have them in order, but you never know. This is the Reminisce, is what I put on here to corner pocket. And I like that they're not flat and that you can get more than one thing in them. And I'm going to put them right on the first page when you flip the book over, because that will tell everybody what they're fixing to see. And I'm not going to put anything in the pockets at this moment. I'm going to get all the pockets and tucks and so forth in first. All right, so I hope you guys had a great weekend. We had a busy one, and so we kind of we did errands on Saturday, and then on Sunday we just kind of did laundry, and I worked on this book, and not a whole lot of anything really on Saturday. It's just like we were just pooped, For some reason, we were lazy. Every once in a while, you need a weekend like that, right? Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. If not, I'll push up here. There. All right. Anyway, so I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to do a giveaway when I reach 1,000 subscribers. So please tell your friends and family and whoever you think that likes to craft to come on over and watch a video and subscribe. That would be great. And compared to how many people I have, I don't have a lot of people don't comment. So if you haven't commented, that's okay. You don't have to. But man, I would love to get to know everyone that's watching. And so I'm just trying to get glue off right here before it has a chance to dry. It seeped out a little bit. The glue's kind of thick right now. You know how it does at the end. It's great for holding it down. But okay, so there we have that pocket. And we will put something in that pocket in a few minutes. Okay, so I don't remember where I thought I would put all this stuff, but I'm just going to kind of go through here. I'm going to lay that there, and I'm going to flip over a couple pages. I would like for things to somewhat look like they go with whatever they're close to. You know what I'm saying? At least the color scheme. So as we go through the book, I just want to say, look at some of the pictures I've added, which you did not get to see. They were they were free printables on Pinterest, and I just took advantage and printed them because I wanted to fill in every area that could house a photograph. And I had printed these when I first started doing junk journals. And I started off, did one, and saw a lady on her channel is called Cheaply Chic. She had done a Christmas daily book, and I just thought, that is so cool. You know, and at the time I was thinking I could do that like an album and use acid-free paper. That was my intention. But then once I did the journal, I was like, wow, I love those. And so I don't journal daily, but at Christmas time I think I'd be more likely to do it, but I want to journal daily. And so my plan is to do that once I make myself a journal. I always seem to make them and somebody wants them, so I can't say no. I tell myself I can always make another one. So this is one of Tracie's pockets. It did not have the photograph on it. That was from one of Tim Holtz's packages. We did discuss that when we put it together. I love that Tracie makes different kinds of pockets, so the book is pretty cohesive, and I like that. Now, I haven't put every paper I'm going to put in this book, but I put some coffee stain paper in it because it's darker than tea stain. And anyway, and I've stitched on some of those, but not all of them yet. I plan on it, but we'll see. Now, I'm not going to put tags or anything like that in. I had said that. Let's go back. And I don't want to... Look at this one. I put this one in this morning. Tracie has like a frame, and then I just cut it to shape. I just used some tracing paper and made sure it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. I don't want to take up journaling space. I'm going to wait on that one and see what we can do here. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a pocket. Let me see if I want to put it here. Kind of got to look at how many pages since the last pocket. Because you don't want too many, you know. Too many next to each other, I guess I should say. How about we put it here? This is just a piece of the paper I bought to coordinate with the kit. And these are going to be the hinges that I attach to them. Now, because I didn't cut out the hinges and do it as one piece, I've got to make hinges. And I want to show you in case you ever want to do it. You just take a strip about 1 to 1 1/4 inch wide. You fold it over. You do that for both sides. Now, I don't put a hinge on the bottom because I just don't. You could if you wanted it to really pop up, but I just put them on the sides for pockets because what I really am trying to be able to do when I make these is just give them more fullness at the top so you can get more than one thing in. It doesn't matter if it's full at the bottom because it's going to be glued down. So the first thing we're going to do is glue these strips down. Okay. Alright. And if you get them too tall, you just trim them off. You got to make sure it stays in place. And you want to make sure there's no glue. Can you guys see? I'm sorry. You want to make sure there's no glue seeping inside, because it will glue your pocket in places you don't want it to be glued. Okay, now I do have a little bit of white hanging over, so I just use coffee stain paper for this. You could use anything really. So I'm just going to trim off any excess sticking out. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side, except the hinge is going to face in. Let me make sure I'm putting this in the right spot. I am. Okay. Come out glue wherever you are. Okay. Now, okay, got the hinges down. Open it out and make sure there's none inside. Press it down well and trim off any excess. You could actually make these little hinges out of the same paper that you're making the pocket out of. Just FYI. Okay. Okay, now we're going to put the pocket down. And you're going to put the glue on each of these flaps and along the bottom. And you're going to think to yourself, well, why didn't we just do a hinge at the bottom? I know, I'm going to show you. I don't usually. I may change my mind when I'm doing this. You know, if I don't like the way it looks, I can always pull it right back up. It probably would make a bigger pocket, but I don't want it so, whoops, I do still need glue down there though. I don't want it so big that it, you know, that you cram too much in and you don't have room in your book, because it will bulk up your book. Now I like to kind of pull my pockets to one side so that they will be on the side that has a lot more space than up against the spine, because the book can get chunkier that way. That's my thought and logic in it, if you want to call it that. Okay, now we're not going to decorate this or anything right now, but it does give you, see, more space. Not that much at the bottom, but that's okay. That's really how I wanted to do it. Okay, so moving along, the next thing is we're going to hinge again, but we're going to hinge with a bag. And I'm going to show you how to do that, but we're not going to do it on this same page. We're going to go find another page that's not got anybody or anything on it so that it can stand alone. And I'd like to do it on the right side. Let's do it. Let's do it right here. This is some solid pages in the kit. So we're going to fold this over, and as you can see, this is a little bigger than the last one. I'm going to have to cut this one down. It's too big. Okay, let me make it a little smaller. There's nothing that says you have to have perfection with this, and you don't have to ink. I had already inked this paper is the reason. If you need dark paper, just use some dark paper. Don't use paper that will split on you, because, you know, and nothing that's super heavy, because you don't want it hard to lift the book back and forth. Now, we're going to put the book right here to the right corner, to the right lower corner. This one already has a tag in it, just so you know, and I'm just going to leave it in there since evidently that's what I had made for it. So I'm going to flip this over and show you. we're going to attach the hinge on here just like we did the pocket. And we're going to glue this portion right here down. I saw Artie Mae's do this on one of her journals, and I'm like, oh my goodness, because I always love using bags in my kits, but when you stitch them in, they're so small that you don't really get much use out of them. And I want it to still be about the journaling, because I know that's what the books are called. So when you cut your paper for your hinge, you want to make sure you're just below right here. You don't want to bring it all the way up. I just bring mine right below, and then you just want to make sure the glue is not on the back, and you press it down well. Now, you could put a pocket, you could put journaling paper, and I might go back and do that. I don't have that planned for the video, but you can do that. And if you had a print here, you could put paper under the bag here to do, like, it's meant to be like hidden journaling and stuff like that. So now we're going to put the glue on the other side of the hinge to attach to the paper. If I can get my glue going, it just kind of decided to stop coming out. Okay, make sure I didn't get any on there. All right, now gonna just leave a little border, because I kind of think that looks good to leave a border. Either that or it's my old scrapbook ways stepping in. But you just press it down really good, clean up any glue, which I don't have, I'm surprised. Flip it out, make sure there's no glue inside here. And you're gonna see your hinge. That's, you know, but this will flip all the way out. So if you wanna journal on your bag or whatever, you can. And like I said, I may go back and do that. I love putting these on. Okay, now I keep wanting to put this little girl. I'm not going to make her a pocket or anything. I guess I could make her a side tuck, couldn't I? I don't like her down there though. What about a tuck up here? We'll come back. We'll come back. Okay, now, moving along, I did make another one of these. I made one or two other pockets, just traced off from the kit, because I needed them. And I can't remember where I decided to put it. So let's just flip through here and see. That's going to be the center. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And this is another one of the pre-printed picture paper location. And I've been putting things that the picture makes me think of. Okay, so let's do a pocket right here. And I just cut this. I had cut an extra sheet of paper. So I just took it and decided to make a pocket out of it. It's easy because, you know, Tracie has the cutouts right there, and you can, she's happy if you do whatever you do as far as making the album goes. You know, so that's cool. Trying to not get glue all over everything. Like, that's a lot of glue. So I'm going to have to go over here and wipe some of that off. We'll just wipe it off, and it just started pouring out. Oh my goodness. Anyway, and I am going to decorate this little, oops, wait a minute. There's too much right there. Kind of seeping around. I am going to decorate this pocket just with some of my stash. I didn't use a whole lot of my stash. I just wiped glue right there. It was on my finger. I love this kit. Just so you all know, I love this kit. It's a great value, and I will use it again sometime. I probably will make, you know, someone in the family one out of this, just because the whole reminisce thing is pretty cool. Okay, I have this flower, and it's tea stained, and I'm just going to put it on right there in that bare spot. And now the spot where I got the glue. Oh, what else is new? Okay, and this is going to be kind of heavy, so you just want to make sure it has plenty of glue on there. I got this flower at Joann. They sell them by the yard. And I bought 1 yard when I first started, and I still have like 5 left. So, you know, you don't have to use a lot of them, but they're fun. And sometimes I'll go back and add a piece of green fabric or something for a leaf, and I think I'll do that. Hold on a second. I thought I had some green fabric right over here on the table. But maybe it's not green. No, it wasn't. But I'll go back and add, I'll cut out the shape of a leaf and we'll tuck it under there. Okay, so this pocket is ready. So we're going to move on to the next thing. Let's see what I got next. We're going to actually flip back to the center. I just remembered what I was going to do there. This is going to be my belly band pages, and I've never done that. I had a hard time deciding what I wanted to be my center page, because I always like it to be like impressive, and I think this says impressive really well. So these are 2 of the belly bands in the kit. So I'm just going to glue them down. You're just going to put glue at the I say you're going to do it. There it comes. Glue at the top and glue at the bottom. And I did ink everything in the kit. And even though she's inked really well, I took all the white edges off. And I'm going to put these in the center of each side page. I'm going to turn it around so I can kind of make sure it's straight. Get all the excess glue. Hold it up where I can make sure that it's not leaning to one side. Listen, I made a kit once. Of course, I was a newbie. And when I got done, my belly band was so crooked that I ended up cutting it out of the book, because I was like, there's no way. And then I replaced it with something else, but it was crazy. Okay, just don't want my pages to glue together, so I'm making sure there's no glue on the back or here on the inside, because they will glue together. You know, if you're not careful, you'll have 2 pages glued together. Okay, there's that one. And now we're going to do the butterfly. The butterfly is just slightly shorter than, for some reason, it may have been me cutting it shorter. I found out the other night that when I woke up in the middle of the night, you know, I've told you guys that I don't sleep well, or haven't been sleeping well. And I woke up and did some cutting on this kit. And I cut the pages down. And, you know, I found things that I wouldn't have done if I'd been awake. Probably. But I always feel like I'm awake when I come in here in the middle of the night. It was nothing that was a big deal, but it was just funny to me that I did it. cutting is not something I need to do. I was working on some kit that I made a while back, and I had to cut out, I had to fussy cut some stuff, and I did. And oh my goodness, it did not look well. But I just redid it all, but it was funny. I still have a little bit of glue wanting to seep out here, and I don't want it sticking. I hope you guys are working along with me today as I create this book, and aren't bored. I hope you're having a good time. I wish more of you would leave comments so I could get to know you. All right, there we go. I think that's a pretty center paper, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how it turns out. So I cut a second one because, you know, there was 2 flowers on the page that I did. So this one is going to go in the back part of the book, and I'm going to turn. My hands are wet, so I was trying to kind of shake them dry. Yeah, it's going to go. I'm trying to decide where I want it. Well, see, I don't want it next to this one because they would be too close to each other. So let's see, that would have been pretty because that's actually the page, but I don't want them to be identical. Let's do it here. Let's do it right here. All right. Now this one, I only inked because it's covered in a flower, which is so pretty. The flower colors on here are white, yellow, pink, and kind of a fuchsia red. It's not really it's not a true red, but it's really pretty. Okay. Now, let's put this one down on this corner. I thought before I added a bunch of extra pages in here, I would make sure, because there's like 12 pages that go with the kit, and I knew I wanted to alternate coffee stain paper, and but I decided not to add other types until I made this and I could see if it really needed them and how many pages I ended up with, you know. So I haven't even counted them. But you don't want the book so overstuffed that it's not even pretty, you know. Okay, I'm running along here, finding some other things. Oh, okay, let's see. We have another pocket like this, and so I'm going to move over several pages before I put it in. Find out where I put the last one. How about right here? I put the last one on the first page, and this one is the one she actually made for the kit. Now, this is a Tim Holtz picture of a father with 2 sons, and I just put some lace under it. I did that on the video as well, I believe. Come on, Mr. Glue. I think I want to cut this a little bit more so those two don't overlap each other. There won't be any interference with gluing down. Stupid glue. Make me nuts. It's because it's, you know, close to the bottom. But I'm determined, because it's so expensive, that I'm not going to let it get to me. You guys all know it gets to me, right? Okay. There we go. It's really beautiful flower. Roses is actually what it is. Just beautiful. Okay, so we see what else we've got. Here's another pocket with hinges. Got to find a place for it. And then we have one more pocket with one more pocket that goes with the kit. Can you believe we're already 30 minutes into our... Let's find where we're going to put this first. Because I thought it would look good with maybe this little girl. Let's put it on the other side of her. Come on. Down we go. Okay, let me move this up. You always want your hinge to the inside. You want it to be open to the inside. That way you, and you want to make sure there's no glue, again, on the inside. Okay, got that one on. Okay, let's get the second hinge on. Come on. I'm going to a big scrapbook convention-like thing, or it's really a crop. It's in Locust Grove, Oklahoma, and there'll be over 400 women at this. I've never gone to this particular one before, but that is a lot of croppers. Well, a lot of crafters, really. Not everybody, I guess, just scrapbooks. And they'll have vendors there and food trucks and, I mean, everything you would need, but might not need. Okay, now we're going to put glue on the hinges. After I attach everything in this book, this may be a retired glue. Oh, got to put it on the bottom. Okay. Bringing it to the right, lower. Making sure it's level. Cleaning up any glue. You guys, my husband got my fall stuff out. You know, I usually have to ask him 5 or 6 times before he'll get in the attic. But he got it out this weekend, and I didn't do a lot, you know, just something fall on the front door and on the wall in the back. Couple things in the back and fall rug outside. I just didn't do a lot inside because we don't really do Thanksgiving here at our house anymore. My daughter has kind of taken over that, and I am very glad. we do Christmas here at our house, and we could never not do it because our grandkids would be so disappointed. They love everything about coming to Grammy and Pawpaw's for Christmas. And I can't even believe I'm talking about Christmas right now. Maybe because I've been making books, but that just means we're going to have to shop, guys. That's not any fun, huh? Anyway, and let me tell you, my grandkids, when I say shop, they don't want clothes and shoes and stuff like that. They always want that one big thing that Santa doesn't always bring. So, Grammy and Papa never can disappoint them. And we always try to get them what, you know, they're wanting. Which I know spoils them rotten. But that's what we do. Okay, so we have one more little pocket. And I'm going to see where we're kind of lacking stuff. You know, I kind of try to spread it out a little bit. Because I don't want it all to be on this, like, pages right next to each other. And I don't want it on the coffee stain pages. Because those are really good journal. I might put it right there. Yeah, put it right here. Next to this map of North America. Okay. Tracie puts the flaps on all of her pockets and tucks. And envelopes, she lays the envelopes out nice and neat so you can put them together. Now this is the one that I have the original picture of, and I just can't give it up. I can't give up my original pictures, or I would, especially with the technology we have nowadays. We can, I mean, they charge a lot for these pictures in the antique shops. I mean, I want to say this one was $3 or $4 just to buy the original, and it's not like there's any real profit in junk journaling. It's more because I love it. It's not really about making money, because I'm not concerned with that. I just love doing it, and it gives me an outlet, and I get the opportunity to meet you guys. Not in person, but I can meet you through comments, and can see your pictures that you post on your comments, and kind of have an idea. And you know, I feel like I've already kind of gotten to know the few that do post. You know, I feel like, you know, I can look at them and say, oh, well, there's Susan, there's Paula, and there's another Paula out there. You know, there's Roz, there's, you know, there's several people. They don't all come to the top of my head right now, but I love being able to do that, you know. Okay, there. Now, I think we have all the pockets in. I think there's one little thing that I wanted to make. Oh, let's see. We have some pictures to glue in too, but that'll be a we can do that in a minute. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. Well, this is still wet. So let me set this aside for a second while we throw this little thing together. This was another scrap, and I'm going to find something to decorate here. But I'm going to put it on this pocket. So we're going to have a pocket here, and then we're going to have a little tuck here in the front. So I'm not putting hinges because I don't want this to have like major big stuff in it. Just, you know, just really doing it for the design more than anything. Not really for anything major. Just to make the front of the envelope cute. I love doing stuff with little envelopes, mini envelopes. So I just kind of laid it on top of here, cut across, and then just cut at a slant. And I didn't glue right here. I'm going to go back and add a little bit of glue right in here. I say little, but then my glue is not putting out little amounts of glue. So I'll have to wipe some of that off. Thank you, Fabri-Tac, for making a mess on my card. I really do hope you guys are crafting. Let me know what you're making right now. Are you making a journal? Are you working on a Christmas journal? Or are you just doing embellishments or ephemera? You know, that sort of thing. I need to ink that a little bit right there. I was putting stuff together to put in this book last night, and I thought, well, we can just decorate that together because it's not that big a deal. But I'm trying to think, what do I want over here? Let me look and see what I've got left. Not a whole lot. I have like literally used the kit. Used. I do still have a piece of this extra paper. I wonder, I think I would rather put some fabric or flour or something there. We'll think on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that glued. Oh no, we got one more. We got to do this one. What was I going to do on this one? Let me think for a minute, guys. Oh, I think I was going to glue this bingo card on here with some of the fabric from the album. So I just put this little fabric kind of at an angle, of course, at an angle, and tilt it. And then we can kind of, well, wait a minute. Do I want it on that side or do I want it on this side? Maybe I'll make it straight. I think it looks better straight, don't you? Just simple, but it just makes the bag look better. It gives it some texture. Come on. I love it when it gets down to the problem of just having enough glue to do this. Oh. It's funny though, it doesn't take very long for the next bottle to do the same thing. Okay, this is a little tag from Denise's shop, Tattered Dream. I love these little tags. I may have told you that already. If I did, I'm sorry. It's just how I am. You never thought that when you were growing up and your mother told you the same stories over and over again when she got older that you'd open your mouth one day and your mother would fall out. or you would be just like her and have the same type of memory where some days you don't remember anything. No, I remember a lot. I just, it's obvious to me that, I don't remember what I once did, I think if anybody's honest, that they would be the same way. Okay, there we go. All right, so nothing is straight on this, and I didn't want it to be straight, okay? So just so everybody knows, that's why it's kind of wonky. Still, I'm thinking what I want to do with this. I'm thinking about gluing this little envelope on here, or this little envelope on here. No, because I'd have to flip it over. I'll see on this one, this is the envelope that I glued together and slit the side and made a little journaling, a mini journaling card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on down here on the bottom because it's kind of thick, and because it's kind of thick, it doesn't go in pockets, very well, and it bulks up the book if you have your pockets too thick. And if we don't have enough things to put in the pocket, we'll create some more. I've printed off, enough that I could. But I want to move it over to this side so that when the little book is in it, it's not hanging out the side of the bag. I'm going to hold this down for a second because it is pretty thick. And that's because it's double thickness. And then I'll stick this in here when it dries. Can't even believe that none of the glue leaked. What's up with that? I say that, but then I keep thinking I'm seeing a little bit right here in the front. All right. Now, so we can put 3 different things here, which is nice. Okay, I think we have everything glued together that needs to be glued together. I'm going to scoot things out and over. We'll have to glue the bags down, though. I forgot about that. We will have to glue the bags in the book, so let's do that first. And that way everything can be drying, and we can go from there. Let me make sure I'm still in view. Okay, so let me get this open. As we go along here, we can put things in. Okay, I have this tag that says Reminisce. I like that, but it's kind of loose, and I made 2 journaling cards out of a book, the observatory books of butterflies, because there is some butterflies in the book. I double matted them and stitched them on my machine, and I made 2 of these, and I'm going to put one at the front and one at the back. So I love these books, love them, but they are not easy to find. And when you pull them out in the back, I made a little pocket and a little tag. So, and then just decorated it and put some eyelet lace. But when you put it in here, you're not going to realize that you have a pocket. So I'm going to flip to the back where we put the back one in. And this one has, oh, it's missing its little tag. I don't think that's the tag I made for it, though. Let me look through my stack here. Now everything is a total mess, guys. I'm looking. I'm sure it's right in my face. Huh. What did I do with that? Well, we'll put this one in here for now. And it's got, see, this is one of those that has a flat type pocket, and that's what I like about Tracie. See, I mean, you can't just put a little thin thing in there. You have to put something of substance for it to hold it in. Okay, so now we're going to flip to the next page and see what's happening. Okay, there's nothing on this page. And that page is so pretty, you don't have to put anything. Let's put one of the bags right here. How about this one? Okay, so I'll put my fingers down in here so it doesn't glue the bag together. You could, if you wanted to, you could even make a pocket on the back of the bag. But I'm not, because we've already got a lot of bulk. Come on. I'm debating on whether or not this book needs any kind of ribbon on the edges. I thought I would put fabric tabs for sure that match the journal, but you guys tell me in the comments below if you think there needs to be lace. It could be eyelet lace, like what is on the front of the book, and I can show you that. It can be this. Or it could be just a off-white, creamy off-white color. I didn't have any brown lace. There's not, you know. And I wouldn't want to put white, so it'd have to be a tea-stained ribbon, which I have some of that. I also have, let me rub this down and I'll show you. And you guys tell me what you think. I don't know. I've not ever used it because I haven't found the right place to use it. I guess I could use it on some it has buttons. I guess I could use it on making ephemera. See, it has different buttons. And I kind of took it, now I might not put it on this part of the book, but I kind of took it and laid it on the book. And if we did it, it would kind of, you know, and I was just thinking like on maybe the front and the back. I don't know. Gonna have to think on that one. It's kind of a hard decision. You don't want to make, after you work really hard on it, you don't want to make it look goofy, you know. Okay, so we got this glued down, and we'll come back and put the tag and everything in it, which the tag is, I put in this back one, so I'm going to have to take it out in a minute and get it in the right spot. Okay, we'll let that dry and we'll come back. All right, so moving along. This little girl's so cute, and I have 2 pictures that need to be glued. Maybe we can do like a mom. That's what we'll do. We'll put this mama down. And we can do her like a tuck if we want. And I think I do want to. Just because. Why not? She's pretty heavy. I put cardstock on her before I put the picture on. So I need to put a little glue right there. It looks like that one edge I didn't get, believe it or not. There. Usually I don't have problems with that because I'm real cautious about gluing the corners down. Okay. I'm going to put her here in the corner. I'm going to move my book up. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I know I have to stay above this black line. And every once in a while, my book starts sliding down and I don't realize it. I've put, like I said, I had put little titles. This one says loving and this one says enjoy. I just like the way that comes out. Okay, let me find the other. Oh, here's a cute one. How about we tuck this little guy in here? But I'm going to wait till he dries. Or till Mama dries. Oh man, all of a sudden she decides to leak out glue. Doing really great. And then at the last second, I see glue coming out. Okay. Get back in there. Okay, that's good enough. It'll dry clear. Okay, so moving along. Here's a pocket. Oh, I think that's what I wanted to put that little guy in. No, maybe it was this one. Or I could put this reminisce, would look pretty in there. I'm going to go back and put something here. I don't know what yet. We'll decide. We'll put the reminisce in there for now. Moving along. This is a pocket here. And we've got a thin tag, which I'm going to put in this pocket. If I can get it down in there. There we go. Okay. This says together. This is another little girl I put, and I just put that she was thriving. You know how kids, they'll just... Now here we have our flip out. So there's nothing to add here because we already have a tag inside, which I might pull up a little bit. And I may decide to go back and put a pocket. I don't know yet. I have to see how bulky it is. Here's a family picture. I think I'm going to put this little girl that says cherish over here as a side tuck. I can see now that I'm probably going to have to make some more tags. Because with adding these extra side tucks and pockets, plus I'd kind of like to make a lace pocket. I've got this, you know, I don't have brown lace that often, but I've got this lace here. I'm just going to show you what it would look like. Ooh, and I might put it with that page. Let's see what the next page has. I can put this picture. Well, no, I can't put it there. Maybe we'll put the lace pocket there. But anyway, it has brown in it, and I just think I want it in here a couple places. I just have to figure out where. I didn't put a label on that one. I need to go back and put a label on there because that's a family. Let's see if I have a family label. I don't think I do. Okay. Of course, she's leaking glue. Let's get her down really good. Let me get this bit of glue. Okay. We'll just have to let the rest of that dry clear. All right, now we'll go right here. Kind of straighten up the book a little bit. Go right here and do some of this lace. How's that? Let me see how much time we've got. Oh, this will be the last thing we can do, guys. You'll see everything when we do a flip through. So we'll put this. I've never done a lace pocket before because I always feel like they would be, I don't know, like maybe too, it's got brown in it. It's got brown in it. I'd rather have the part that has flowers to show, but it's not going to do that for me. So we'll just do where at least one flower shows. I'm always afraid it's going to be too loose and, you know, get saggy, but there's no way to know that for sure. I've never done it, so I don't know that for sure. If any of you have ever done it, let me know what you think. I've seen videos where the people making it have had to go back and stitch them up and stuff. So I'll try to make them not so loose. I think if you tighten it pretty good when you put it down, that might make a difference. But I don't know that for sure. And of course, that is going to, I put the lace, the glue too far down, so let me wipe that off. Maybe it won't be as noticeable. I'll go back and ink over it in a little bit. I feel like ink does everything. You know, it'll cover up any kind of boo-boo. Wasn't really a boo-boo, it's just a little bit too much glue, which I'm famous for. I just don't want books that I make to fall apart. You know, it's all with good intentions. Okay, so let me get this tight. Now I'll trim the edges off, but I got to put, I'm going to try to cut it first. Make sure I cut it in the right direction. Okay. And then I can pull it tight, but I've got to put glue on the bottom also. But I got to come up a little bit because this stupid glue. Can't even get it to come out because it's got so much on the end of it. There we go. I'm going to pull it tighter than I would normally, just to make sure it, you know, is as tight as it can be. And then I can go back and trim it. I'm going to have to take this page out while and let it dry for a little bit before I put it back in. Okay, see, it still looks, I need to put some glue here at the top, which will probably be, I'll put a bigger blob at the end, and that will allow me to kind of pull it and tuck it into the glue. And when it dries, I'll go back and trim off the edges. Okay. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to have to get off of here. My housekeeper should be knocking on my door any second. But I wanted to craft with you guys today, and I hope you had fun. And I hope you'll come back again and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we may have one more video with this between now and the flip through, but I'm not 100% sure. I have to see how it comes together. And okay, well, I'll try to see you tomorrow if possible. And if not, it'll be the next day, but most likely it'll be tomorrow. Even if we're not doing this, I'll try to come up with something else we can do. All right, guys, love you all. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd love for you to subscribe. See ya later. Bye.